go to resuming debate. And the Honourable Member for Brandon Souris.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank the Honourable Member from Ottawa-Vanier for his dedication and commitment to not only his constituents but also to Parliament and to our great nation. And it is a great opportunity for me to say that I first befriended the member from Ottawa-Vanier when, with the first committee that I was ever charged to be on here in the House of Commons was in regulations, and of course he was part of that committee as well. So I appreciate his dedication to our country. These last few months, he's been a beacon of inspiration to Canadians. He's shown great courage and audacity while carrying out his duties in the House and in his constituency. The mere fact that we are debating his private member's bill today in this House is a shining example of his resolve during such challenging times. Saying that, I will begin my comments regarding Bill C-210. Our shared history defines us as Canadians. It's shaped our identity. The symbols, events, achievements, and yes, even the lyrics of our national anthem are what bind us together in Canada. For generations, through world wars, horrific tragedies, great achievements, citizenship ceremonies, Olympic Games, and the beginning of each school day, we have sung our national anthem as written with pride and enthusiasm. The intent of this legislation is well-meaning, as we want our symbols and institutions to be as inclusive as they possibly can be. However, rewriting the lyrics of our national anthem in the name of political correctness goes too far. I worry, as do many Canadians, that if the words of our national anthem can be changed through a private member's bill, what sort of precedent are we setting for future changes on other issues of Canadian identity? Mr. Speaker, without making any light of it, maybe the botanists will be in an uproar about the shape of the maple leaf on our flag and defend and demand it to be changed. Or some may be upset that the almighty beaver won't stop chopping down trees, Mr. Speaker, so the National Symbols of Canada Act must be amended to swap out a beaver for an animal far less destructive. And yes, for my colleagues or Canadians who may know, the National Symbols of Canada Act recognizes the beaver as a symbol of sovereignty of Canada. So while we're at it, perhaps the maple leaf tartan, which is another official national symbol, needs to be redesigned because some people don't like how they look in plaid. I would also be remiss not to point out the word God is also included in our anthem. Should we amend that line to ensure Canadians who are either agnostic or atheist feel included? In Canada, we pride ourselves as being inclusive. We strive to accept and understand our differences. But no one I talk to believes this change is necessary. People don't think our national anthem is broken. Every member of this House wants to recognize Canadian identity through our national anthem. But ask yourselves, is rewriting the words to "O Canada" necessary, given those lyrics are currently written, have inspired millions of people to immigrate to our country, while they pulled the heartstrings of millions after winning the gold medal game in the Vancouver Olympics, many medals there in the Vancouver Olympics, were sung at your child's high school graduation, and stirred millions of brave men and women to fight and die for our country. Do you believe this change is necessary? Or should we refocus our efforts and priorities on growing the economy? Should we be refocusing on our time to improve the quality of life of Canadians? We should also remember that the last government attempted to start the process of changing the anthem, and after listening to Canadians who thought the idea was offside, dropped the process. Remember that every time legislation was introduced to change the lyrics, the idea has been defeated in this House for over the last 100 years. I know my honourable colleague is probably thinking the 11th time is the charm. And Mr. Speaker, while I applaud his tenacity, I will decline his revisionism. I will also encourage all members of this House to carefully weigh the implications of changing our national anthem after it has served us well for over 100 years. Is it worth opening the Pandora's box of changing the symbols of our great nation to in the name of political correctness? I, for one, will stand up for this current national anthem, lacrosse, and yes, even the majestic beaver, Mr. Speaker. So help me God. Thank you.
Resuming debate.